Alright, before we get started on the back handspring and have to do a lot of spotting and all that, we'll start with making it easy on ourselves and teach the first couple positions where they use something like a balance beam or even a bar, something like that. So go ahead and stand like this. There you go. We're going to put our hands here. You're going to hold yourself up and your body begin. You're standing straight up and down. You're going to then slightly lean forward to your toes. Straight legs, lean forward to your toes. From here, you're going to sit back into the sit position and use the beam to balance yourself. So since she's here, I don't have to hold her and I can work on her body position. We'll start from the ground up. First, we want to line the knees back directly vertical over the ankles. But at the same time, we want her weight to be forward on the, towards her toes, but flat-footed. So the knees are back. Now, here's the goal. To be able to let go of the beam and still be balanced. So if she let go right now, she would fall backwards. So you're going to have to use your hands to pull yourself towards the beam to the point that you would not fall off. And here you got to keep the knees over the ankles, but tilt your body forward more. Your nose forward up here, there. Now, if you let go, would you be balanced? There. That's the position we want. But we want the arms to be in a rear flex position. So take one hand and bring it back to a rear flex, like that. Well, you do want both, but in order to balance, you're there. Now knees back more. There you go. So now you're balanced. We got the position and we're balanced. Now stand back to a standing. Okay? So we're going to back away just a little bit from the beam because I think you're a little too close. Not that far. Right in the middle. And grab the beam again. So you're standing straight. The first thing you're going to do is lean forward, whole body forward, and then scoot down into the sit position. Knees have to be back. Flex one arm back behind you, and imagine yourself letting go of the beam and still being balanced. That's the position. And stand again, and start over. So you stand straight, you tilt forward, knees stay back, and sit. That's right. We don't want to arch back. We want the hips tilted under, but don't slump. Flex one arm, knees back, and the other arm back. So this would be our sit position right here. It's a little bit arched here. There you go. And stop. Alright, so again, we're standing still. Our weight is slightly forward. Grab the beam for help. And you're going to lower yourself down into the sit position. So the knees should be, yes, back more. Now let one arm flex rearward, and we want a big flex like this. Ask yourself, if you let go of the beam, would you be balanced? Go ahead. Alright, a little bit arched in the back, so pull your hips under a little bit. There you go. Bigger flex. And we want to get a deeper sit position though. So, sit deeper. And most of the time when they sit deeper, the knees start to come forward, so they have to put their weight a little bit more on their toes while they push their knees back. Weight on the toes, knees back, big flex. That allows you to get into a deeper sit. Notice how far her face is out over. That's to counterbalance, to make sure she's still balanced. We want to sit as low as possible and still keep the knees back. Knees back, put your weight forward, yes, big flex. And stand. Now put your arms by your side. Now slowly, without the beam, try to go into that position. Weight is on your toes, knees to stay back. You got to sit deeper. There, that's why your upper body has to come forward, so that if I took a vertical line right here and went straight up, you'd still be balanced. The lower you can sit while keeping the knees back, chest up a little bit more, the better you'll be ready for the back handspring. Alright, so here's another station that will help to teach the kids a nice sit position. Stacked a few panels up, and we have them going against the wall. So now she's got her calves against the mat, her weight's forward on her toes. Lean forward. Don't bend at the waist. Stand straight up and down, just leaning forward. Back your calves up, but there you go. Now slowly go to your sit position. And so, big flex. And this will help keep her lined up. Sit all the way down and stand back up. And again, standing straight. Calves against the mat. Don't bend at the waist. Slowly to your sit position. Flex your arms back. Control. Don't bend over so much. There you go. Keeping your balance. Sit lower. Can you sit all the way down? And stand back up. So I'm going to put my calves against the mat. I put my weight on my toes. So I'm straight in the seats, tight. And what I want to do is go as low to a sit as I can and still keep my weight forward. So the first thing that's going to move is my seat rearward, like this. Right here, I'm standing, my weight is forward, rearwards, and I stay just like that. And keep balance, as low as I can go, and stand. So I'm here, seat rearward, stand. Okay, quicker and quicker. Alright? Alright. So she's far enough away so that she's going to have room to sit. We're looking for her to rise up first, then aggressively go back and try to land flat. So I'm here, knees are locked, slightly forward. Don't touch my hand as you go to the sit. And sit position, flex, go lower, 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 lower. Don't arch your back right there. And rise up and back. Up. Good. Now after you rise up, press your arms back really hard. Because otherwise you're not going to land flat, you're going to land crooked at an angle. Lock, slightly forward, hips under, there. Try to keep your back straight. Slowly to the sit, flex your arms. There you go, knees back a little more. Up and then press your arms back hard. Go up, back, there. That time you landed flat. And that's how you have to do. Now, don't let me lift up on, that's right, keeping the heels down, squeezing the seat, pressing the arms back. Good. Over here, we're slightly forward, squeezing the seat, it's under, slow into the sit, keeping the balance, knees back a little more, see you're on your heels, shift to the toes, sit and go, rise up, press arms back, heels are down, good. Arms by your side, lock your knees, weight is on your toes, but your heels are flat. Slowly go to the sit, remember how you kept your calves against the thing, alright, slow, sit deeper, and rise up and back. Now notice that she hit hips first and then upper body. So we need her to press her arms back more aggressively and harder so that you land flat. Feet together. So when you land, I should not be able to lift your feet up without your hook. That means you're squeezing tight. Same with your arms are pressing back. So she needs to press her arms back harder so that she lands flat. Stepping forward some. Remembering that as she hits the sit, we have to rise first. So in order to land flat, then you have to aggressively press your arms back. Straight legs, slowly to the sit, keeping your weight balanced, slow, lower, rise up, press back. There we go.
Wait.
Now we're moving on from a panel to a nice soft 8-inch mat. And I'm going to come in with a standard spot here and here. And we're going to go, reminder, all these things, lock knees, slightly forward, keep your arms by your side for this. You're going to flex them rearward and then go through. Okay? Ready? Go ahead. Alright, so we're going to talk about spotting for a minute. As we're learning, we want to come in and sculpt the position with your shoulder. By putting your shoulder into them, you can make sure that they don't lean first, because we don't want to lean first. We want the seat to go rearward under the arm. So stand here again. So the first spot, I come in real tight. I put my shoulder right there. I can put my hand here by the calf and say, keep your calves on my hand, just like we did on the block. Slowly go to the sit position. See how she's bending over? I want her to keep her chest up more, back, and sit lower, lower. And I hold her just like this. My back's right into her. She flexes the arm. On 3, toes flat. 1, we rise 3 times. 1, 2, and go. And over she goes. By putting my shoulder in, this is the first spot. We can completely control it. Now obviously she already has a back handspring, so we're not seeing all of the mistakes that a kid would make who's beginning. So I'm going to stop her in the handstand and try to control her position some. So come a little closer to me. I also like to have a mat so they know where to stand, so I don't have to keep moving back and forth to them. They would position themselves correctly from the beginning. So I come in by side, whole arm in, shoulder, calf on my hand, go to the sit position, chest up, knees back, lower to the sit position, go lower, lower, I can control her here, arm is flexed, 3 rises, and I'm going to stop her, 3 rises, and 1, 2, and jump, and I clamp hold of her, squeeze the seat, From here I can press her shoulder open. I can work on squeezing the seat. I can also grab her here and start to let go with this hand and say, don't let your legs drop. So now she has to hold herself up and over she goes. Which sculpting this part of the back handspring will be done in some other drills. But if we've already done those other drills, then it makes it a lot easier when we get here so they know what they're doing and you're not having to hold them so long. Again, a little closer. I come in, shoulder in, calf against my knees, slowly to the sit position. Knees stay there, keep lower, lower. Flex arm, 3 rises, and 1, 2, jump, clamp, squeeze. Now from right here, she's got this good, but she has shoulder angle. So there, I come here, and I would like to be able to let go with it. There, good, both parts. So what I did is I kind of let my shoulder dangle. She felt her body dangling, and she went ahead and tightened up, which is something she only knows how to do because she's done a lot of the other isolated drills. Alright, so come up. This time, instead of coming in, we're going to assume that the child is moving along now. And so instead I go back to the more classic spot that you see most people do, so that I'm not in here controlling her. I'm allowing her the freedom to try to get it on her own. So I put my hand here to make sure she's balanced. We're going to go slow. You're going to rise and do the back handspring. Slow and go. And over she goes. So if we've worked all the positions well, she's pretty much already going to be doing this well from the very first time that I spot her this way. So obviously spotting like this, we would have done a lot of other work before we would go to this where we are now. So I keep my elbow up and bent so that she has room to swing her arm as much as she can. Lock your knees. Slow and go. We call this slow and go. Slow and go. The reason we go slow is to stay balanced, to keep control. Later, when they have it great, then we speed the whole thing up. But we're still in this phase going slow and then go and sculpt into position. Now I'm going to move on to the next spot. The next spot, arms by the side. I'm going to keep my hand on my lap. I'm going to tell her I got my hands on my lap, but as you jump, I will come in. It's important not to skip this progression because even though they may have it really well, at the point that they know you're not there, they may just, in the middle of the back handspring, decide to do something a little different, which would not be good. So it's still slow and go. My hands will come in as you jump. Here we go. Slow and go. So she does not feel my hands until she's in the air. I, on purpose, will not make the decision to not spot her. I have to spot her in this phase and know that she is still going to throw that back handspring the same way she would when my hands weren't there before. Again, this is slow and go, arms by side. My hands are on my lap, make sure she knows that. And I say I come in as you jump. Slow and go. And I'm right there. Finally, I can back away a little bit. Now instead of being angled towards her like this, I'm from the side. Same thing. I tell her, it's more you, less me. I come in as you go. Slow and go. So I'm still going to be there. I want her to feel that I'm there. From there, the next phase is just to kind of lighten up on her body so she feels less of me. And now this next point is very important, is that I say, look at me. I want you to tell me when you don't want me to spot you anymore. It's important that they feel confident. Not that I say, okay, you're ready, I'm not going to spot you now. I say, are you ready to do this without me touching you and spotting you? And if they say no, we need to keep our hands in there and keep doing it until they're ready. Now obviously she can do a back handspring by herself, so she's ready. Now, even though she has told me, don't put your hands in there, I'm ready to do it on my own. Don't tell them this, but I'm actually still going to put my hands in there because I'm not going to completely trust that she is completely ready. So she doesn't know I'm going to put my hands in there though. Here we go. Slow and go. Now she thought that I wasn't going to come in. You never know what the kid's going to do. You never know what's going on inside their mind, so you want to be safe. And then she goes, oh, you touched me. Oh yeah, I touched you just to make sure, but I'm not going to tell you now whether I'm going to touch you or not. And here we go. The next progression is I'm not telling her. I say I might touch you. I may not touch you. Just depends. Now I'm going to be reading her back handspring to see if she's hitting all the positions, and if she rises first, and then I will know whether I need to come in and spot her or not. So I know from the position that I can kind of pull out, and then I have to keep doing this until I know completely she's ready to go on her own. All right, stop. Okay, now we have established that at this point I don't need to spot her anymore. I've gone through all the spotting progressions. So the next thing we need to do is make sure before we come off of this 8-inch mat, a panel to an 8-inch mat, that she get a lot of repetitions in before we go to the next level. The next level would be a 4-inch mat. Instead of 8-inch, we cut it in half, or it could be any type of progression towards the ground. But now I'm going to stand like this, and if I stand beside her, I have to be ready to spot. So I'm still standing, so I have her come a little closer to me so that I'm able to grab her. So here she goes. Go ahead. And I can still come in from a stand. Again. All right, then I say, are you ready? She's ready. Go ahead. Now listen, you can get in the middle because I'm not there. I don't want to be standing there. I don't want to be like this. We shouldn't be anywhere near her if we cannot spot her. And I'm too far away to spot her. So it's a false sense of security for her to think I'm here. I have to go away. If she says, no, I need you to stand there, then I say, well, I have to get into where I can actually help you if I need to. So she's ready though. I'm out of the way. And she's still working on a nice, safe skill cushion, 8-inch thick. So she should work it here. Lots of progressions before we go to the 4-inch mat. All right. Good. All right, now we're ready to come in. And the first spot I'm going to do is a strong, complete spot. This is a very beginner spot where I come in, I put my shoulder against her back so that I make sure she doesn't lean, because I don't want her leaning. Stand up straight, arms by your side, the weight is forward, my hand comes in. From here, I put my hand on her calf and say, keep your calves on my hand. She goes to the sit position. Now her calves have come off my hand, so bring them back to my, there you go. That's where we want to be. Sit lower, lower. Our arms should be in a flex. Of course, I'm in her way over here. That's okay. We're going to rise up 3 times and then go to the back handspring. 3 rises. 1, 2, 3. Freeze. And I clamp her here. Now, she's got a lot of the good positions that we learned already, but I can control 2 things here. I can control her legs, where she has to squeeze. At the same time, I can control her shoulders, where she has to open. So we need an open shoulder, at the same time squeezing. So sometimes I'll let go with this hand. I say, oop, don't let me, see how she's piking now? So we got to squeeze that, open shoulder, and we'll let her go on over. Because it's difficult, because she's a tall and lean gymnast. This is very difficult for her to hold that position. But she's very flexible in the shoulders, so she can open her shoulders really quickly. But unfortunately, her lower back does not control her legs very well, so we have to just kind of work that position good. Feet together, arms by your side for this. Come a little closer over here to me. Over here. Right there. Stand straight. See, she's leaning forward. The body position is good. My shoulder comes in right here. She has to slide her hips under my arm. Go ahead. Slide under. All right. Lower. Okay. Knees back. On 3. 3 rises. 1, 2, 3. Up and over. Hold. Now, I got her control. There. She opens her shoulder. What about her legs? Whoops. There they went. Open. Nice. Squeezing tight. Now she's naturally going over. Now in a real back handspring, if she jumps a lot faster and we put motion, she's going to already be past vertical, so it's not going to be this hard. But right now I'm putting her in a position where it's hard. She's got to open her shoulders, squeeze the seat tight, so she's more like this. But in a real back handspring, she will pass that and then be able to snap out of the back handspring. Now that was what I call the beginner spot in here. Now I'm going to go to a spot where I have one hand here, one hand on her calves. We're not going to stop in the sit now, but we are going to rise first and then do the back handspring. Ready? This is called slow and go. She goes slowly to the sit and jump. She fell off balance a little bit right at the end. Let's try again. And when we go to this spot, they should already have the positions mastered. So we're not all this. I shouldn't be holding a lot of weight up right here. If I'm doing that, I should be in like this, controlling the position. Once she gets the position right, she can go slowly into it, and then she can explode out. All right, go ahead, slow, and go. Again, I'm not doing all the sculpting here anymore either. What? Okay, so we go slow and go. Now, I was putting my hand here. I'm ready to go to the next phase of spotting. I keep my hands on my lap. I communicate that to the gymnast. I'm not spotting you, but until you jump. Once you jump, I'm coming in, and I will come in. It's not. This is not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. This is part of the progression of spotting, from a heavy spot to a normal spot to a come in as you go spot. I'm reading her positions, and no matter what, though, I'm coming in because I told her I was going to come in. Are you ready? Yes. Slow and go. Slow and go. I come in. I make sure I'm coming in. So we're going to go through this for a while, and then I'm going to communicate to her and say, okay, you have this. Are you ready to do it without a spot? If she says no, I still come in. I don't get to make the decision to not spot her unless she thinks she's ready. But when she says she's ready, then I will say to her, I may or may not come in, but I'm going to watch it, and if I don't need to come in, I won't. But I'm still going to come in, even though she thinks that I'm not. Slow and go. So she feels my hands as she hits the mat. She doesn't see me in her peripheral vision. She doesn't see me with my hands on her. So she knows, she can tell that I don't have my hands on her. But she can also feel me have my hands on her when she hits the ground. So this is come in as you go, spot, slow and go. And I do. I keep my hands here and wait to the last till she rises, and then quickly come in and spot. All right, so now I say, all right, are you ready to do it by yourself? Okay, so I'm not going to touch you this time. Go ahead. I'm actually lying to her, though, because the first time I tell her I'm not going to touch you, I don't know what she's going to do. So I'm going to touch her anyway. All right, and then she says, I thought you weren't going to touch me. I said, well, I just wanted to make sure. So now you're ready. Now, even though I am not going to touch her this time, she's going to do it on her own. I'm still reading her sit and her rise, and if I think she's off, I'll come in. But this is the first time now that in my mind, I'm planning on not spotting her unless I see something go wrong. This is all by yourself. So I could see from the sit, she was a little bit forward, her knees were a little forward, but it wasn't enough that it was going to affect her back handspring that badly. So now, we get to move to the next phase. I stand up, I have her come a little closer over here to me. Now, same thing, I'm not touching her. But since I'm standing up, and it's a little different, first time, I'll come in and touch her. She doesn't necessarily need to know that. And here I come in. Next phase, I get out of the way. She says she's ready. Notice I am not standing near her. I'm not going to step back like this because I'm standing here now and I can't help her. And I don't want to give her a false sense of security. It's time for me to move on out of the way. But she's still on the 8-inch mats, so that she's still in a much safer place than if she were trying this for the first time on a regular spring floor. Okay? Good. All right. Stop. Okay, we went from an 8-inch mat in thickness to now a 4-inch mat in thickness as a progression. Still jumping off the red panel for a firm push surface. All right, go ahead.